Good evening. Wow, not a lot of people here. Well, I usually don't live stream on Tuesday, so I guess that must be part of it. Holy crap. I was like, wow, there's only 16 people waiting. Okay. Well, I guess more people will come in then, right? So let's see who's here. We got Janet's here, JJ's here, Kathy's here, Delbert's in the house. Let me go back up here and see who else we got in here. Got Nicholas, Mary Taylor, Kathleen is in the house. Full of Hope is here. Alex is here. Roberto is in the house. The Garden Life. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Um, yeah, I'm like, holy crap, that is pretty wild. All right, we got Donna Hoffman's in the house. Albino 128. All right, guys. So, busy day here. Was organizing, working on some stuff. You'll see that in an upcoming video. I'll share that with you. You'll see that I'm going to be doing a updated video of what Robert got done over his last couple days. I'll do that tomorrow because he's going to be leaving tomorrow. So we'll get that for you guys up there so you can see that. But I hope everybody's doing well. I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome moderators lit up in blue are going to give you the boot out of here because we're not going to tolerate that. Okay, so that being said, um, if you have any questions, anything you want that's going to stand out to me, please all cap locks. It makes it easier for me to kind of see it, and maybe I can get to your question if that's the case. So, yeah. Actually, JJ, not bad today. I mean, it's going to be cooler tonight, but I mean, we were at 58 degrees today. The sun was out all day. Back home or not home anymore. This is home now, but back in New York, one of my neighbors posted they just had their first snow today. So of course I had to call him and just tell him what a lovely day we were having down here. And like I said, the sun's out. Just it was not uncomfortable to be able to be working outside and not sweating your butt off was really nice. So, but yeah, and he goes to me, he goes, "What are you trying to rub it in?" And I'm like, "Yup." I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Now that being said, I just actually had a memory pop up from 2 years ago down here. It was snowing that particular day, so you just don't know what it's going to do. But we had everybody was here that week. It was 2 years ago today. Everybody was down here, group wise, and like I said, it was snowing, it was cold, it was miserable. But looking now where we're at in comparison to 2 years ago, it's night and day. It's absolutely night and day. One of my projects that I want to get done tomorrow, I need to go into the pavilion. The other end, on this end, closer to the camper, I got a spray foam up and through there. So that's something that I want to get done tomorrow and get that squared away so that we're more buttoned up for the winter when we get together next month. And we'll probably be running the wood stove, I'm sure, um, to keep it warm in there. And it's going to make it that much better so that it's more comfortable in there. So that'll be a good thing. That will be a good thing. But yeah, we just you look back and you see those memories will pop up, and you just go, man, you know, I will always be amazed to be. I'll be honest. I'm 100% honest with you guys. I'm absolutely amazed of the progress that we've made here in the last 2 years and what we've gotten done. We haven't been really focusing the last several months on any group projects. because I wanted everybody to really work and concentrate on getting their buildings more squared away, more, insulated, getting wood stoves in, getting rain catchment up, and doing all those things so that they're, more buttoned up as we head into the colder weather, because once they're done, then they don't have to do that anymore, and we can focus on other things. And you guys saw like what Jimmy has gotten accomplished with his building. Getting the insulation in the ceiling and in the walls, putting another door on, getting new windows in, and all those type of things. Putting his floor in. Well, that's all done. That doesn't have to be redone. So he's gonna. Everybody's gonna be tweaking. Don't get me wrong. They'll be working on different things, but we're gonna be taking care of what we need to take care of again over the next several months. We have some things that we're trying to get squared away and do and that, but it is, like I said, it's come together really, really well. I'm real pleased where we're at, and everybody's worked extremely hard to get to where we're at, which I respect that. It's not an easy task to undertake, especially when you're getting together once a month. A couple of guys obviously come down. Does it get chilly in West Virginia? We're going down to 32 tonight. That's what the forecast said. So I'm sure that'll be a little cold, but not terrible. Down here, the weather's not terrible. This will be my third winter down here in West Virginia. So the last two have been pretty mild, which I can't say has been a bad thing. If we get a bad one, then we will deal with it. You know what I mean? It just like anywhere else. When I was in New York, when you had a bad winter, you dealt with it. I remember, it's going back a few years, we had a 2 week stretch up in New York of minus temperatures every day. I mean, it got down to like minus 22 before the wind chill. So I mean, it was like a 2 week window where it was extremely bad weather, and people's pipes were bursting and everything else, and mine didn't. And I remember calling my calling my plumber, the guy that did a lot of my work for the plumbing and everything like that, and I called him up, and I know he was busy, and I left him a message. And I said, listen, man, I said, I just wanted to let you know, I'm probably sure you're getting all kinds of calls with all kinds of issues, but because of your recommendations, we're perfectly fine. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you, because you don't appreciate things a lot of times until something goes wrong. And so, to acknowledge that somebody gave you the right advice, and you did it the right way, it makes a big difference. So that was what and it was just kind of my way of saying, thank you to him. I appreciated that, because no matter how cold it got during that stretch, we were good to go. Those were the times we took the dogs out to the run, let them be out there for just a couple of minutes, let them take care of their business, and got them right back in the house because it was just that cold. And so, that's not always a fun time. And you got to be careful with your animals too, because they're just like you. They can really truly be affected by the weather. So got to watch out for them too. So Hella had a big day running around outside, so she's sitting right here, right over down here, and chilling out. So, but no, like I said, so title of the video, we can always there's always something more we can do, and that can it's like a loaded question. Okay. What does that mean? Does it pertain to everyday life? Does it pertain just to prepping? It's in my opinion, it's everything. There's always something better we can do. How can we make our lives better? What can we do to make our situation better? It all kind of goes together. And I know there's a lot of people out here, probably a lot of people watching this right now, that possibly may be unhappy. And you know what, I'm pretty sure, JJ, that she is pregnant. Her demeanor's changed a lot. She does seem to be starting to fill out a little bit. I really won't know for sure. If she was pregnant, she's looking at a due date of about the 10th. So another month away. So we're like 4 more weeks away. I imagine over the next 2 weeks, I'm really going to be able to tell. But I think she's starting to fill out a little bit. So we'll see. But I can't say without 100% certainty. Yes, she's pregnant. I don't know. But I think she is. So I'm just gonna leave that like that. But anyway, there's a lot of people watching that might not be real happy with where they're at in their lives and stuff like that. And I'm always I like to try to encourage people. If you're unhappy in your situation, you're unhappy in your job, you're unhappy in your life, it's not a good situation, it's not a safe situation, change the situation. And that's easier said than done. And I get it, okay? And it takes a lot sometimes to walk away from a situation where you might not be happy, but you're okay and you're comfortable, I guess. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They get comfortable in a situation and it's easier just to say screw it and stay. To me, life is way too short to be unhappy, way too short to be miserable. And like I said, if you have a job that you can't stand and you just can't stand it and you dread going to work every day, you need to change that situation because that'll wear you down. That'll hurt you physically because of the fact that you're just so miserable all the time. I see so many people that will do that. They'll have that, oh, God, I hate going to work. Then why stay? Why? Because the money's good and that's the only reason you're staying. You have to like what you do. I'll tell you kind of like with my situation, okay? When I was younger, in the military, I was an interior electrician. Okay, 51 Romeo, look it up. Interior electrician. 20th Engineer Brigade is where I was at, down at Bragg, and we were engineers. That's what we were. So we did play with C4 and all that good stuff as well. When I got out of the military, I was working for a company in Rochester, and I helped put the security system into the George Eastman House. So some of you may go, George Eastman House, what's that? Eastman Kodak. It was the guy that actually was the founder, George Eastman himself. They've redone his house, and it's like a showpiece. So you can go and you do tours and you see the property. It's really, really neat. Well, anyway, I helped put that security system into that building. And I realized that I didn't want to do that for the next 40 years at that point in my life. I'm like, I don't want to do this for the next 40 years. And people were like, are you out of your mind? The amount of money you can make as an electrician, you're gonna, you're gonna have it set and you're gonna have it made. But I couldn't do something that I couldn't stand. So I stopped and I bombed around for a few years trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I got into nursing. And, I realized really quickly for me that was my calling, that was my purpose in life was to be a nurse. And so, you know, I 30 years of nursing and I did have enough eventually. And that's okay. I mean, it happens. It's the burnout rate is incredibly high in nursing. But I met some wonderful people through the years. Took care of some people that I will hold next to my heart forever. So they didn't, when they passed, it's not like they're just gone and I forgot about them. I still think about them, like especially Richie. And I've talked about Richie. I started taking care of Richie when he was 10 years old, and he passed away in his early 30s. But it was just he was such a genuine human being, and I miss him. I think about him constantly. I'll be honest with you, just because we shared so many memories and so many things, and we had our little jokes, and I miss that. It's better for him, not being here anymore because it was a rough and very difficult thing. He was paralyzed from the neck down on a ventilator. And so he had to rely on other people constantly to make sure that he stayed alive. And so, but anyway, like I said, I'll miss that kid, and I have so many great memories of the things. And I'll give you one example. Okay. And this one, some of you will get this and some of you won't. Maybe more people will get it now. But anyway, we had gone to the movie theater, all right, and we watched Austin Powers movie. And in the movie, okay, you had they were in prison, and Mini Me comes out, and he's got the big clock like Flavor Flav. Now at that point, the show Flavor of Love hadn't been on yet, so people kind of had forgot, unless they were in the rap scene, who Flavor Flav was. He was one of the rappers, part of Public Enemy. Okay, so but he'd been out of the limelight. So a lot of people would, the younger people would have no correlation to that. Well, he comes out with the clock on, this huge clock in the scene, and he's all gangstered out looking and stuff like that. Well, I lost it. I mean, I absolutely lost it laughing. And I was laughing for two reasons. One, because it was a funny scene, but number two, because I realized how many people didn't get it, what he was trying to do. You know what I mean? And Richie was, right next to me in his chair, and he's going, I'll never forget this. He's going, Ed, Ed, are you okay? I mean, doubled over, barrel laughing. It was so funny to me, and those are memories that, like I said, I will cherish just because of here he is, and he's like concerned for me, are you okay? Because I'm just laughing so hard I couldn't even breathe. And it's those type of things that I will always cherish, conversations that I had with people that I dealt with in hospice, and they're at the end, of their life, and going through those stages until they finally reach acceptance. Those are things that, like I said, I will remember those things forever. And so a lot of good memories, some bad, okay, not gonna lie. But when you get punched and kicked and spit on and slapped and called every foul name in the world, those were not always good times. But you know it's part of the job. So, it's just, but really, really cool. Really, really cool. A lot of good experiences, mostly good experiences, and met some interesting people along the way. I will say that as well. And but like I said, but like I said, again, in life, if you are unhappy, I will, it doesn't mean go out tomorrow and quit your job and just hope something else shows up, but be actively doing something to make your life better. If you don't like your situation, like with that job, put it out there. Get out there, put applications in, try to find something better. You never know what can happen. I'll tell you, folks, through the years, I could not even tell you how many jobs I got fired from because of my mouth or attitude or whatever the case may be. And it always led to something better. It always led to something better. And, and I just, that makes a big difference. And I tell people, I'm a half glass full guy, because I'm always looking at the positive, not the negative. Negative things happen, like you lose a job ends. Okay, now what are you going to do about it, right? You're going to feel sorry for yourself and mope and pout, or are you going to go, okay, let's go do something about it. Let's see what else is out there. And it's always worked out. Now, don't get me wrong. Have I had my I feel sorry pity party for myself? I sure have. And I'll tell you, for me, you know how long it lasts? Whenever I'm in that mindset and I'm feeling sorry for myself, I generally will really tie one on. Now, the last time when I did the live stream, I just got drunk. When I did that one drunk live stream, there was no negative. It was just one of those kind of days. But I've had times where, I tied one on, had my little pity party that day. I woke up the next day and went, all right, that's enough of that. Let's get on with it. And, it works out. You don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself and, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. And, you have to look at the big picture. Let's go on. Let's drive on. Um, you know, and it's same with relationships. No one, not one person is stuck in a relationship unless you want to be stuck in a relationship. I'll tell you one of the things that I always told my daughter. Okay, I said, do not ever rely on a man to support you, because what happens in a lot of times in those situations if he's the main breadwinner and all that type of stuff, uh, and now you feel like you're trapped, always be in a position where you can say, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm gone, and you're going to be able to support yourself. And she's listened to that, and she's fiercely independent because of it. And I wanted her to be. I didn't want her to be like, oh, I have to have a man to support me. No, you do not. You know, I saw a thing today. It actually was, and it was connotating people that are more conservative, that the men couldn't handle a woman making more money than them. Man, I will tell you this right now. If I was married and I had a wife and she made more money than me, I'd be like, "You go, girl." I would be happy. You know what I mean? I would be happy about that. I'd be like, "Yes, absolutely, let's do it." You make more, I'll still work. But if why would you care who made more money? That's what I don't understand. Why people think that, well, I'm the man and I have to make more money. Hey, if she's got a better, education and she's making more, great. You know why? Because it makes your life easier, you know. So I don't understand, oh, it's an ego thing. Yeah, I got you, JJ. You're right, you know. Yeah, you're right. Some guys have a weak ego. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, get at it, girl. There you go. Lead the way, But it's just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It doesn't matter who makes more. It just adds to the pot and a better future. Absolutely, Melissa. I agree with that 100%. If you're see, and here's the key with that, Melissa, working as a team, right? You got to be a team. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that in a marriage. That some people just they want the other one to take care of everything, and they don't want to do nothing, and that happens too. So, but like I said, it should be a team effort. I think that's important. um, you know you should have equal say. I think that's important too. I mean, you as men, if you have the support of a good woman, and again, here it doesn't mean she has to go to work. Okay, that if you've discussed it and decided, hey, raise the kids, because nobody's going to raise your kids hopefully better than you are. So if you have discussed that, I've seen guys, folks, I've seen this where the wife was making way more money, so he was the stay-at-home dad. Now that's checking your ego as a man, right? But if it's for the family, you do what you have to do. And like I said, it's an effort that has to be together. We were the same with our three daughters. One is an RN, one is a doctor, and the oldest is a double doctorate. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Yep, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's just like I said. It's you have to look at a situation. It should be a team effort. And like I said, if it's not a team effort and you're unhappy, why do you stay? I never could understand that. I could never understand that. You know, were you afraid to take the chance? Silver Falcon, I'm in my 60s and not married yet. Hey, it's not for everybody. I've done it twice. It's didn't work out. It happens. I have friends of mine that were high school sweethearts and got married, and they're still together and they're still happy. And I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll tell you what, trying to date at my age, it sucks. I mean, it sucks. Alex says I'm 37 and not married. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But when you have this dating pool, I saw a thing, and I'll share this one with you too. And this kind of goes to some, not all, of the type of people that are out there. And this woman got on, and she was complaining about this date she had with this guy, and this guy, had asked her out, and she said yes. And she said to him, I have pre and post expenses that she expected him to pay for. And so when they went on this date, she hands him an envelope, and he looks at her weird. And this is her explaining this. And he opens up the envelope, and she wanted $429 for her pre and post expenses for this date. And he's like, I can't afford to pay that. And then she was complaining, all these men out there, they don't want to, support people. And what I'm sorry, you know what he should have said to her? I wasn't realize I was doing, hiring a prostitute. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. That is crazy. Nobody has that kind of expenses for a date, you know. If you go on a date, now me as a man, okay, I will tell you this is me. If I ask somebody to go on a date and she says yes, I'm paying for dinner. Okay, that's me because I'm asking her, right, to go on that date. I'm not expecting her to pay half. I'm not expecting any of that. I'm expecting to pay for the date with no expectations either. It's not like, well, you better put out, I bought dinner. You know what I mean? No, that's not what that comes down to. And if you have a good date, then, maybe you get a second one. And if it doesn't go well and you don't click and the vibe's not there, you say, hey, have a nice life and I'll see you later. But, the guy ended up punting on fourth down. Yeah, no kidding, JJ. You're right about that. Yeah, but it just but for that woman to react that way, I was just like, man, there's something seriously wrong with people today. Seriously wrong. What do we got? 146 people in the chat. We got 56 thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that. It really does make a big, big difference with the algorithms. Yeah, long distance relationships don't work out either. No, no, they're very, very tough. If you are talking with somebody and they're a distance away and then they start asking you for money to pay for things, run away from that situation. That's more of a catfish situation than anything else. Um, so yeah, you got to be really careful of what you're doing. A great place if you want to meet somebody. And I'm not a big bar scene person. I don't like the bar scene. Never did like the bar scene, even when I was younger. Freaking grocery store. You can really meet some women at the grocery store. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it works. So it's like it just depends on where you're at and what type of person you want. I don't want the barfly. I don't want somebody that wants to be out every Friday, Saturday night drinking and partying and stuff like that. Yeah, what church is another place if you're looking for that type of person. Absolutely, it's another good place. I don't go, so never meeting anybody there. But again, it's like you have to have a standard as well. Obviously, you got to be attracted to somebody. That's a huge thing. You better be attracted to that person that you're planning on going out with. But Albertsons used to have a singles night at their grocery store. Really, that's pretty neat. Yeah. Oh, there's my girl. Yeah, I don't know, but I met Sean at the bar, although I was the bartender. Yes, yes, you were, my dear. I didn't even know you were on. How are you feeling? You feeling better, honey? Heather's been sick, so she's got the crap that's going around, so that's not a whole lot of fun. You're off tonight, Heather? You're home? Because if you're home, I'll call you after the stream. Because I thought you were working. Feeling a bit better, but still have the cough. Okay. Okay. I'll call you after the stream is over then. Oh, sure, Sean. She spread it to me too. Yeah, but see, here's the difference. When you met Sean, he lived above the bar. So, he had to come down into the bar. It always, in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't. So, that would be the exception, Heather, rather than the rule. So, oh, that's funny. At one Kroger in Cincinnati, the rumor is if you had a single cantaloupe in your cart, you were single and ready to mingle. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. So, but yeah, I know I'm looking forward to heading up to New York, guys, to visit very soon. It's getting real soon now. I'm like, holy crap. But Steve Steve's going to be here at the homestead, keeping an eye on things here. So that's, because he's not going, obviously. So, but so he'll be here keeping an eye on things, which I like that. So, he, he's here. It makes me feel better leaving because, obviously then everybody knows when I start doing videos in New York and I'm in New York, I know somebody's here watching the place when I'm gone. And that makes me feel a lot better, especially since I'm down here most of the time. But yeah, it's been a year since I've been back in New York, so it'll be nice to go up and visit, see Eddie, see Heather, go up and see Mom and Becky, and and then there's other family members that I want to go see as well, and friends and all that type of stuff. So I do plan on having a good time, that way. Just I'm gonna visit. I'm going up there to see people and to hang out, and it should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. So we shall see, right? So, but and then I'm going to load up another load with the truck and the trailer, and bring another load of stuff back down here to West Virginia. So I'm already like in my head doing that inventory. So that you better get one. So, but anyway, what's my favorite Thanksgiving food? Well, I love the turkey. The turkey's awesome, especially the next day. You can have turkey sandwiches and stuff like that. But I mean, like turkey, the stuffing. Love the stuffing, mashed potatoes, the gravy, pumpkin pie, of course, for dessert. Just Thanksgiving to me has always been about family, and yeah, all of it exactly. It's always been about family. So to me, that's always been important, and so that's what I love about it. It's like the some of the best memories as a child that I had. We had grand we'd go to grandma and grandpa's every year for Christmas, every year for Thanksgiving, and you had the big table for the adults, and then you had the smaller table for the kids that was like a little bit lower, and we all sat there. And as people died off, we graduated up, as we grew up and graduated to the adult table, and then the kids were now at the little table, and so like I had another friend of mine and his wife. We used to go every year when I was with Amy, and the kids would go as well. Randy and Suzanne, we went to their place for years for Thanksgiving, and it was always, like I said, it's that family atmosphere and just hanging out and enjoying. Favorite pie, like I said, pumpkin pie is absolutely my favorite. Love pumpkin pie. I'll eat a cherry or an apple pie as well. Love both of those. So yeah, I just like I said, it's the whole thing of it, and it's not. What I like about Thanksgiving is it's like I said, it's about family, and it's about family and friends and spending that time with people that you care about, that you respect. This weekend here we did our little Thanksgiving thing here with the people that were down here, and so that was nice. You know what I mean? That's my other family. So we did our thing, and we're going to be doing a thing for Christmas, and it's just based around food. It's not about exchanging gifts or anything like that. It's just strictly about let's have a good meal. We're going to sit down. We're going to enjoy each other's company, and that's we'll do that. Obviously at our next get together. So, but cherry pie and chocolate pie are my favorites. Oh yeah, like I said, there's so many choices that yeah, leftovers are awesome. Hot turkey sandwiches the next day, can't beat that. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, all of it is just it's just so much fun, you know. And normally I would say I'm excited to watch the Cowboys play on in Thanksgiving. I am not this year. I didn't even watch. I will tell you, the other day I didn't even watch any football. The Cowboys suck so bad right now. I just still a Cowboys fan. Always will be a Cowboys fan, but I can't watch the product they're putting on the field this year. I just can't do it. Can't stomach it. So, but yeah, not good. Now Dak is hurt, season ending surgery. So yeah, it's just Yeah, not a good year. Hey, they were in the World Series though, weren't they? The Yankees were. So they I didn't want to go there with that. What they should have been doing. They should have won game one. They should have won the last game. They should have been going back to LA up three to two is what they should have been doing. But hey, it is what it is. So yeah, the Lions got a good team this year. They have a good and I don't know how they won that game the other day. He threw five interceptions. You don't throw five interceptions in a game and win that game, and they won that game. So, and on the road. So, yeah, it just, but yeah, it's like I said, Thanksgiving's about family. When the kids were little, I really cared about Christmas for them because it was always important to me. The animals in New York, the dogs are doing good. Mary Taylor, I know that. Now Heather's got a bunch more cats now. Got second generation cats. So all the old ones are gone. Obviously Miss Molly's still there, but she was a baby. She was a younger one. But Max is gone, Lucy's gone, Buddy's gone, um, Soxy's no longer with us. So all the old school cats are have moved on. So, but I miss them. I will tell you, I will eventually have cats down here. That I will definitely do. But I need to get my place built. I need to get my place built. So, but yeah, and it's like if she is pregnant, which like I said, I do believe that she is. I plan on keeping two puppies. So three full-grown German shepherds in a camper with me. That's not going to leave a lot of room. But oh, Max was an awesome cat. He was an awesome. The Max was the most food aggressive animal I had ever seen in my life. I mean, he would fight. Um, I think she's starting to get a little wider, So, but yeah, like I said, within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to know for sure. And then, I mean, I'll let you guys know if I'm like, yeah, she's definitely pregnant. I will let you know. But yeah, she. I think, like I said, I think we're gonna have puppies. I'm pretty sure she is pregnant. So, but yeah, they got Heather's cat got pregnant. So not haven't taken her to the vet. Why would I take her to the vet? See, some of you. Okay, listen. Okay, so what? I got to talk. We're gonna have to talk about vets. Okay, veterinarians. I think some of you folks way overuse a veterinarian. Okay, 100 years ago, there weren't veterinarians for other than like for cows on a farm or something like that. But all these people that run to the vet every minute with their animals, I don't get it because all you're doing is making the vet rich. In a lot of cases, these veterinarians are playing on your sympathy in your love for your animal and jacking up the prices of stuff. I'm going to give you a great example of that. Okay, Bella, Heather's black cat that she had before she had Stella, the other black cat. But when she had Bella, Bella was feeling poorly. So we took her to the vet. Now, right? I felt that it was probably a UTI type of thing with this cat. So they give me this laundry list at the vet of things um, did she that oh well we can do this and we can do that and we can do this. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I mean, it was like ridiculous what they wanted to do with this cat. Give me a round of antibiotics for her. I said, and if that doesn't work, then we'll be back. Guess what? One round of antibiotics for that cat. That cat was fine, no issues whatsoever. So instead of paying $1,600 for this laundry list of stuff that they wanted to do to the cat, paid what $100 or whatever it was for the $45 office visit, and then whatever it was for the antibiotic. Another thing that really used to piss me off with this is New York, guys. I'm going to go with New York, the veterinarians in New York. I want to get my cat fixed, right? Well, first, you have to have your initial visit at 45 bucks so they can look at the cat, make sure that the cat is okay. If I say my cat's okay and I want to bring it in and get it fixed, I should bring it in, get it fixed, boom, you take care of it, and I'm out the door, right? That's not how they work. They're always looking to jack it up. So now you have your first visit. Now you got to bring them back for the second visit to get them fixed. It's a scam. It's a scam, guys. I'll give you another example of veterinarians taking advantage of people. I worked in a high rise doing some private duty work one time, and this one lady had this kitten, all right, and it was a kitten. She had taken it to the vet. The vet was like, oh, you got to have special food for this cat, which of course she could only get through the veterinarian. So she was taking this cat all the time to the vet, just jacking it up and jacking it up. When people take advantage of old people, number one, it pisses me off. Number two, these a lot of these veterinarians, and again, not all of them, okay, not all of them, but a lot of these veterinarians, it's a scam. They're just jacking prices up, taking advantage of people, especially like another example. One of the ladies in our group, okay, had this dog, and the dog, fell ill. She takes it to the vet. The vet said, well, we can do this, this, and this, which ended up costing her like $1,500. And guess what happened, folks? The dog still died. Okay. And they knew that dog was dying, but they played on her sympathy and love for that animal and took advantage of it. And I just think that that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Um, my opinion only. Okay. My opinion only. That's what I'm giving you. So, um, when people are Sean and I got one of the cats fixed for $70, including a rabies shot. She is great, but has a super long wait list. If you can find a vet like that, that's great. That is awesome. I had a vet one time that made home visits. He had his own van and stuff like that. We had one of our cats fixed. This is long before Heather was a twinkle in my eye, when I was with my first wife, and we had this cat. He came to the house and neutered the cat right at our property, right at our house. So again, you know, it depends on your situation and what you want, but a lot of times, these veterinarians take advantage of people. You got to go every year and have the cat, or every so often to have the animal looked at. Why? Other, I think they should have the rabies shot. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of that other stuff, I'm not so completely sold on it. My opinion again only, but you know, that's my take. You guys can think whatever you want. It's perfectly fine, but just trying to. But animals been here for a long, long time without veterinarians, and I mean, in like with her, okay, I will be lucky if I get 12 years with her. She's 4 right now, okay, so if she lives to be 12, I'll count that as a blessing. And when this dog does pass, it's going to be very, very difficult on me. I'm not going to lie. I love this dog to death. She's like my child. It's me and her down here. So, that will be a difficult day. So, veterinarians also have a degree in emotion manipulation. Oh, of course, of course. So, but again, everybody has a right. If you want to take your animal to the vet all the time, knock yourself out. It's just like me. Okay, I haven't been to the doctors, and I couldn't tell you when. I don't go to the doctors, right? The last time I actually went to a doctor, I was still living in New York, and I had gone in there, and they were like, oh yeah, we need you to give us a list of all the medications you're on. And I go, well, that's easy. I said, I'm not on any, and they couldn't believe I wasn't on some kind of medication. My blood pressure, because I'm too fat, tends to run high. Do I take high blood pressure medication? Nope. I don't take anything. If I'm getting too fat, I can feel it and I go, okay, it's time to ease off and lose weight. And so that's what I try to do. But, but yeah, I don't go to the doctor. When I was sick, okay, when I was sick here, did I run to the doctor? No, because there's nothing they could do for me. I had a virus. I have you when you have a virus, you have to let it run its course. That's what you do. So when our two kitties had kidney failure, they were siblings and over 18 years old. Our vet nickel and dimed us, and I wanted to keep them alive. Unfortunately, they both passed in May of 23. And that's what they do, Rose. When a cat's that old, if it's 18 years old, you gotta let the animal go. You have to let the animal go. So Ed, you remember, was relatively lucky. My dog died and it was 4 grand. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. My Dutch hound is 17, hasn't been to a vet in years. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of vets. That's just my take from life experience, from the things that I've seen, from the different things that they did. And it was always they were trying to push something else. So, oh, is it egg count? Oh, holy crap. Thank you, JJ. All right, let's do egg count time. So, hardcore members that were in the stream earlier, you are not allowed to participate. How many eggs today? And yes or no for Miss Betty White. So, go ahead and get your guesses in, guys, and we will go from there. I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses in. So, again, 5 hens. Miss Betty White is the only hen that weighs or lays a white egg, so that's why we know if she laid or not, each day. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses in. Well, you guys on here did way better than my private live stream group. I had to give them 3 tries before they got it right. Katrina D, if you had the same guess as Katrina D, 3 eggs today and no for Miss Betty White, then you are 100% correct. So congratulations to Katrina D. You've won absolutely nothing, but you are happy. So there we go. So, but no, animals. Like I said, I've always loved animals, and they're always been a big part of my life. And I try to take care of them and treat them well. But like I said again, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want to do, but I just not a fan. Not a fan of veterinarians. Excuse me. Now, I'm sure that there are veterinarians out there that are absolutely awesome. I'm sure there are, and I've dealt with a couple that were really really good and reasonable and didn't try to screw you. But the majority of the ones through the years that I saw, especially when I was working at the high rise with the elderly, and the advantage that the veterinarians took with them was nothing but disgusting. So, see, look at she's nothing has ever made her happier. Well, that's strange and good at the same time. I'm glad you're happy. Uh, uh, but my dog got poisoned by a neighbor and made her vomit and took her in. Best thing I ever did. They saved her, but the vet said he didn't save her. I did. Our bond was so strong. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you were. See, in a situation like that, obviously, you're going to take your animal, in if somebody's done something to your animal like that. But just because if your animal's fine and there's nothing wrong with your animal, and I got to go get their checkup, and then they recommend, this shot every year, or that shot every year. I don't think a lot of that is necessary. Again, strictly, guys, my opinion my opinion. Your animals, do whatever you want. If you have the resources to dump thousands of dollars into your animals, go right ahead. To me, I'm too realistic. But again, I'm also a nurse. In being a nurse, my job was dealing with death. That's what I did. I couldn't even begin to tell you the number of people that died, you know, through the years. And it's part of the job. So, with an animal, I may love that animal to death. And like I said, with her, I love that dog to death. But, you have to be realistic too. And, if you have the money and you want to spend the money, have at it. But, had a friend was a horse vet. She was independent and said it was solely about profit. She told me, "Oh, I'm sure if they." And again, some people get into things for the wrong reasons. I think that there was a lot of women that were in nursing that I dealt with that should not have been in nursing. Usually, the men, and I can't say all, but usually the men, when we cross that boundary into a woman's field and worked as nurses, we did it because we loved it. And I saw that over and over and over again. Not always the case with the women in nursing. So, again, it's like, you know, I've dealt with great women nurses. So don't think I'm like bashing women in nursing. I'm not, okay? But there were certain women that were in nursing. I had them say to me, well, this was one of my only options. It was either this or become a secretary, and I didn't want to be a secretary. Well, that's limiting yourself, right? Is that not limiting yourself? So again, that always comes back to those choices in life that we make. Like I said, I got into nursing because I love nursing, love taking care of people, love being able to, make them feel better, make them laugh. That was my thing, and and like I said, I enjoyed that. So, but seen a lot. I've seen a lot, and like I said, I could sit here and tell stories of different things, and some people would probably be like, he's lying, that ain't real, that's not true. But I don't lie, I just say it like it is. And some people like that and some people don't. It makes them uncomfortable. So, but oh well. you know the cool thing about the channel, right? If you don't like what you're seeing, you go and watch something else. That's what the beauty is. So Morning Light said, I didn't have the money, the vet just took advantage of me. That's what a lot of them do. Not all of them. I don't ever want to lump any group of people into one category, because that's not fair to the good veterinarians that are out there. And there are out there. But from what I have seen, okay, the majority of them, it's about trying to squeeze every nickel out of you that you can, play on your sympathy, your love for your animal. It's just like, okay, I'll give you another example of something that they take advantage of people when they're at their most vulnerable. All right. Somebody you love dies unexpectedly, right? And they're gone. Now you're in that grieving process. And now you got to go to the funeral home, right? And, what do you want to do? How do you want to bury this person? And or do you want to have them cremated, or do you want to have them in a casket? And well, we could give you this casket, and this is so much nicer, and this is a nice casket. You're burying it underground. It could be a pine box and it don't make no difference. And now you got to have the lead line casket or grave and all this other nonsense. You don't need any of that crap. Myself, I'll be honest with you, I'm a very realistic person, right? I've already told my family, when I die, cremate me. It's the cheapest option. Then spread my ashes on my property so that I can stay here forever. That's it, because I'm gone. It don't make any difference. But it's a scam. I've watched it. I've seen it happen. And you are at your most vulnerable when somebody you love or you care about dies. That's when you're at the most, and they will take advantage of that. It's another profession that does that. And it's tough. And it comes down to, like I said, at the end of the day, they're trying to make a living. And Ed, human greed is alive and well in humanity. You got that right, Tony. You got that right. But it's just like I said, it's when you work in the field, like I've worked in the field forever, you see so many different things. So many. I'm going to tell you a story too. I was taking care of a gentleman. It's another example of something that happened. Okay, and it disgusted me. And I'm not good at biting my tongue, but I had discussions with the gentleman. So this gentleman was dying of cancer, and I was one of his hospice nurses, and I came in there, 5 days a week, and sat with him and cleaned him up and took care of him and talked to him, and we had conversations. Well, whatever church he was involved in, they were coming. Now, I got to give you the background of what this man looked like, okay? Have you ever seen the pictures when the people were rescued from Auschwitz? It was skin on bones, skeletons, basically, right? Skin on bones. That's what this man looked like because cancer had ravished his body. He was skin on bones. There wasn't much left of him. So, whatever church he was involved in, these people were coming in there and they were like, "Oh my God, I had a vision, and you're gonna get a miracle, and you're gonna get up from this, and you're gonna walk away, and you're gonna be healed, and all this type of stuff." So he's buying into all this, right? He's buying into all this because he wants to live. He wants to live, and and he was very devout believer in the whole 9 yards. And I had another nurse that was, we were having a conversation about that situation, and she goes, "You know what kills me about people like him?" She said, "They claim to love Jesus so much. Well, why aren't you happy that you're going to see him?" Right. And that was her take on it. And I'm like, hey, I get it. But anyway, so this man started to have black stool and very foul smelling black stool, which indicates internal bleeding. Okay. And trust me, folks, if you ever smelled that, you will never, ever forget that. So I sat down with him, and he keeps telling me, "I'm going to get my miracle. I'm going to get better, and I'm going to walk, and I'm going to be okay." And so I sat down with him, and I said, I can't remember what his name is. I'm so many years. Let's say his name was Tony. And I said, "Tony, let me ask you, I said, have I ever not been 100% honest with you?" And he goes, "No." I said, "This is what is happening, and this is what's going on. And I'm telling you right now, you don't have a whole lot of time left." Okay. And he goes, "Yeah, but I'm going to get my miracle, and I'm going to get up, and I'm going to walk." And I said to him, I said, "Okay, well, let me ask you a question, Tony." And he said, "Okay." I said, "When were you diagnosed with cancer?" He said, 5.5 years ago. And I said, "Okay." And I can't remember exactly the time frame, but let's say it was that 5.5 years previous. And I said, "Okay, how long did they give you?" And I believe it was like they had given him 2 years. And I said to him, I said, "Did you ever think that maybe your miracle was that you got an extra 3.5 years you weren't supposed to have?" And he looked at me and he was like, "I never thought of it that way." So at the end, he did accept his fate in what was happening, you know? And so it's, I will not lie to people when in that situation. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, yes, you're going to get your miracle and everything is going to be great and you're going to walk away. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it's ungenuine. Okay. That's lying to somebody who's dying. So, and he knows he's dying deep in his heart. He knew. So it was when he passed, I still have the letter that his wife wrote me. And she was like, "Thank you so much for being there for him during that time and the whole 9 yards." And, you know, but I felt that I needed to be honest with him. Now, some of you may say, "Well, you should have lied to him," and stuff like that. I couldn't do it, folks. Couldn't do it. That's not who I am. And so if you want somebody that's going to be honest and take care of you and do it the right way, that's going to be me. But I'm never going to BS you. I'm never going to tell you unrealistic expectations that aren't going to happen. So, like I said, I've seen too much through the years. So I've seen medical miracles on more than one occasion, but sometimes your plight is your road and out of this life. Exactly. And I'm sure that you have, but to me, at the point where he was at, he was not coming back from. He was not coming back from. So, but anyway, but like I said, I took care of him the right way, did the right things by him, and and he cried, and I held his hand while he cried. I felt horrible for the guy. I felt really bad, but it's the reality. So Anyway, guys, I hope everybody is continuing to prep. I hope you continue to get ready. Like I said, I think hopefully if Trump gets in there by the 20th and there's no issues with that transition into power, I think we're in for a good time for a while. But that doesn't mean we rest on our laurels. It means that we continue to take care of our business and get ready as best way that we possibly can. So I'm always going to encourage you to do that. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off. I hope you have a great day. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to live stream next. I don't know what my schedule is for next week yet. I may be working straight through. If that's the case, probably look for me the following Sunday. So like this might be the last stream until not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. We'll have to see. I don't know yet. So just bear with me. I'll let you guys know. All right. I hope you all have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. Preppernurse 1 out for now.